What's up, everybody? You're listening to Where's My 40 Acres, the Boob Tube podcast, and this week we're reviewing the blackest show on television right now. FX is on Atlanta. Shout out to Donald Glover, man.
I mean, how would you know you were alive unless you knew you would die?
My boy hooked you up. He made you the lemon pepper joints, but these got the sauce on them.
Life itself is but a series of close calls.
What is up, everybody? You are listening to Where's My 40 Acres podcast, and nigga, this is Atlanta. This is season 2, Robbin season, episode 1, Alligator Man. And man, Atlanta is the best show on television. I don't care what nobody say. That whole first episode, that is 30 minutes with commercials of amazing television, bruh. Just from every angle, they don't waste a coin for the production of this show.
It's funny because it's the EMS people at my job because me and a couple people were talking about it at work, like, oh, we're going to watch, Atlanta, can't wait to see it. And they were like, you know what? I didn't even know that was what's going on because, EMS goes everywhere in Atlanta naturally. And they've like driven by a lot of I guess when they've been actually filming and didn't even realize what was going on. I was like, you just drove by greatness.
Right.
Like, did you not understand that? Like, the classicness. And, I was a little nervous because, the first season was so good. And sometimes that could even like make or break people when they're starting a new season. And I was hoping that it would continue to be like that. But so far so good because it's already started amazingly.
Yeah, they nailed this first episode. I mean, This has to be one of the best openings to a show, period. What? That has to be a television show, not a movie, nigga, a regular television show. That has to be one of the best openings to a television show ever. It's top 5 for me, if it ain't like top 2, really.
I can't think of anything else. Like
the only episode of a show that I can think of that had me on the edge of my seat was an episode of The Wire in season 5, I want to say, where Michael was getting chased by Snoop and Chris, and they didn't tell you that shit was just them fucking around until he killed both of them, and then they got back up off the ground, and it was like, all right, little man, because you was watching it, and from the episode before that, it was kind of cliffhangery, and it made you feel like, oh shit, Michael might get in trouble. And then the next episode opens up with fucking Chris and Snoop chasing this nigga through a warehouse. And I remember watching the episode, was like, oh my God, nigga, you better not die, bruh. And when he shot Chris and Snoop, I was like, yes, nigga, yes. And then they got up, they was like, good practice, nigga. I was like, what? Wait, that wasn't real?
I would put in this last Game of Thrones with Arya, that opening scene. But once you realize what was going on and you realize like, oh, this bitch about to kill a whole family off. Like, that was fire, but this Atlanta one is still up. It's past the Game of Thrones. Like, that was amazing.
It was so much shit going on in that one, and it's only like, because I set my DVR to record 1 minute before the show starts and then 5 minutes after the show starts, because some shows, they don't start and end on time. And if you have your DVR set to the show running time, you'll end up missing like the last 2 minutes of a show or some bullshit, because it's hard to run syndicated television on the time, I guess, or whatever the fuck. So I always set mine 1 minute before the show starts, 5 minutes before the show, after the show ends. And I watched that whole scene again after the show ended the first time I watched it because it took 5 minutes. Because, when Atlanta ends, it runs into repeating the episode again. So I watched the whole first opening, the whole shootout in the beginning again. And I think it stopped right at when dude realized that he might have shot up somebody in the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, amazing. So
we just jump right into it. I know everybody was excited for this. I had people asking me, were people excited about the return of Atlanta? And I was like, I don't know who you follow on your social media, but everybody on my Facebook and my Twitter, and I don't even be on Twitter like that no more, but everybody on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter was waiting for this to come back. So
yeah,
y'all following the wrong people. Because
I said the same thing. Like, it was me in it. What just wasn't like me and like our little group or whatever excited for Atlanta. Like, everybody was excited for Atlanta. Like, I know we recorded the night it came on, so I made sure not to even look at Twitter. And not to look at Facebook, because I didn't want anything, spoiled at all.
You better than me. I didn't go to bed. I went right to the room and watched that episode twice.
I couldn't do it. Because I was half sleepy. I was like, I need to be fully awake, focused to watch it. I watched it twice, and I plan on tonight before I go to bed watching it. Probably like 2 more times.
Listen, I was tired too. And then when that scene opened up and that nigga jumped through the window, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was wide awake after that. So these niggas are having a real...
Mrs. Winter still...
So that's the one on Glenwood and Decatur.
Uh-huh.
So
I have to remember, though, is it still open?
I don't know.
I don't think it might... Well, because there's still Mrs. Winters that are still open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mrs. Winters is not completely dead, because Mrs. Winters right on the corner from my college in Greensboro is still rolling. So,
well, I'm sure those are different franchises. Like those owned by those. It's like a franchise company, so each Mrs. Winters might be owned by a different person, right? So just because one shut down in one block don't mean that the other dude is doing bad on his block.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be why still some left running around here. I'm still surprised when I see like a Whataburger in a random fucking area, because I see like 2 of those every millennium, and I'd be like, niggas, yeah, like, but up here we don't have them like that.
Only place I've seen Whataburger is, and that's the first time I ever had Whataburger, was when I went to Dallas.
We got one in Newport News.
I think it's only one around here.
Right, the one in Newport News. Yeah. That shit been open since I've been a kid.
I didn't know about Whataburger at all until I was dating this guy from Dallas, and he was like, "Oh, let's go to Whataburger," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "The ketchup is different. That's how good it is."
Listen, they still got it. I think they still got a.
Right.
They still got a fucking Chick-a-See on Pembroke Ave in Hampton. See,
what's that?
It's a chicken place. Like it's a fried Chick-a-See. That's what it's called. They used to have a couple of them in 757 back in the day. I think they got like 1 left, maybe 2.
Yeah, all those small chain local ass food places are gone down here.
Unless you in the hood.
Chick-a-See.
Chick-a-See. Hey, that shit good though. Hey.
Chick-fil-A good?
It's first of all, it's not Chick-fil-A chicken. Right. Come on. It's not. No, it's not Chick-fil-A. It's hood chicken. Come on. Why would you even say that? Come on, Chick-fil-A, really? No.
Yeah, y'all still haven't been. Well, I guess when NegroCon comes to Atlanta, I got to take y'all to the Dwarf House.
I'm still tripping off. Is it Chick-fil-A good? Like what? What the?
Well, I mean,
what the hell?
I don't know. Some people don't like Chick-fil-A. But I still have to take y'all to the Dwarf House when y'all get here. Because, they serve more stuff than the regular Chick-fil-A. And you can actually sit down and get your, order taken like a regular restaurant.
Mm.
And, they'll have like macaroni and cheese. They have more sides. I remember at one point when I first moved here, the Dwarf House was having rotisserie chickens for Christmas. And, And then also the best part is every Saturday they have a breakfast buffet. Grits, chicken minis, just everything for like $11, and it is life.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hit that up. We're gonna have to hit that up. You're just doing too much over there for us not to hit that up now. We're gonna have to make that happen. But okay, let's get back into this Atlanta talk. So season 2, Robbin season, episode 1, Alligator Man. And it lives up to its name. We saw the alligator in the previews. We was like, what the fuck is up with the alligator? And they did not make us wait.
That's a great
thing. It makes sense now.
It was like, man, what is the alligator doing? Like, in the thing, you like, man, it'd just be artistic and shit. And then, like, within the first episode, you're like, oh, there
it's just the alligator. Like, it's you gotta, like, the way Atlanta does fantasy is more realism than fantasy, right? Like, you see an alligator in the hood, you like, oh, well, clearly somebody's really high and they saw alligator, or the alligator is a metaphor. It's not really there.
A metaphor.
But like the alligator might talk to a nigga and then you realize he's dreaming. Some shit like that. We got to stop doing that with Atlanta. If Atlanta tells you that there's a fucking alligator in the next episode, it's probably because a nigga owns an alligator. Okay. And it might be a metaphor behind that. But first off, a nigga just owns an alligator.
Yeah. I just love the way the children did it, because everybody's been in a neighborhood where you got a person that's just known for something. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the crazy lady, that's the cat lady. Everybody, like, they'll know their names. They've been there the whole life. Your parents probably told you don't go to that house for certain reasons. And all the little kids like, that's the Alligator Man. Yeah, he got an alligator. That's real.
You know, Cat Williams Uncle Willie been telling them little nigglets around the hood he gonna feed them to his alligator if they come in his yard.
Come in my yard, run to throw a ball over my fence.
That's the Alligator Man.
Nigga, alligators will be hungry today.
And they picked the perfect person to play Uncle Willie. Like,
niggas was like,
oh my.
I didn't think Cat Williams could act that well. And I was like, listen, that's, first off, too much credit due. They wrote that role for Cat Williams. Like, that was perfectly written with him in mind. Okay. And he acted the same Cat Williams way he always do, just older. So it was perfect casting.
Yeah, I mean, and he played the high parts where he needed to. But like that scene at the end, after Ern talked about him, and he just got real, talking about like, hey, I know you high now, but don't let it all go to your head. Don't make the same mistakes I made and stuff like that. Like, honestly, it made me think of, I think he was pulling for some real shit.
Probably was.
You know what I mean? Like, because we all remember when Cat could do no wrong.
And was doing everything wrong.
Stuff. And then, made mistakes, and it seemed like he's starting to get stuff a little bit back together now. So he pulled for some real shit.
And he was wilding in Atlanta because he lives up here. So he's getting arrested in Gwinnett County. And I mean, he was just, a lot of that stuff, I'm sure, came from some real life shit. And then they said, I read, I think it was on Complex, they said that he interned at an alligator farm.
Yes, for 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Wow.
Because he didn't want to get his pimp hand bit off.
But the thing is, I don't think him and the alligator were in a scene together.
I was about to say that they absolutely were not in a scene together.
There was no need. Like, when I remember reading it, I was like, but he didn't like walk the alligator. He didn't like had an alligator on a leash. He was just there.
Listen,
like,
nobody on set was near that alligator when that shit came out.
They had an alligator wrangler there who let that nigga walk out, and then they took the alligator back to the.
I gotta be honest. I think they shot that scene twice. I think they shot it with the people in the yard looking at an alligator that wasn't there, and then they shot it again with the alligator walking out in the yard. Well, there weren't no people there because nobody else said that they had an alligator. That's a big ass alligator. All right. And I remember when Ashley watched it, Ashley was like, well, alligators move slow. It's okay. I said, no, nigga, alligators ain't turtles. Okay, when they want to come after you, they will come after you.
Alligators can sprint
Yes.
Go by the swamp and think your ass go. Oh, the alligator's slow. No, the alligator run up on you when he feel like it.
They got their little legs right close to the ground. They move fast. Pick them up, put them down fast. Think they ain't coming after you. Shit, and they got claws. They can grip the dirt and spring themselves forward. Okay, nigga. They got back grip. They got front grip.
I mean, that tail is nothing but a goddamn motorized propeller back there.
And it's a weapon because they can hit you with that shit, and that's about 50 pounds of weight thrown at you. You going down. Shit. Okay.
The alligator thing is slow.
All right, so let's jump into the specifics of this because that's why people listen to us, because we go through every fucking scene with a fine tooth comb, nigga, like Cat Williams' hair. So the Mrs. Winter shootout. First of all, the two dudes in this scene, one of them name is Drew. That's the one that's playing FIFA. And the one that come in the house, his name Curtis. And if you listen, when Curtis comes in the crib, he says, hey boy, he say something like, what you doing? And Drew like, I was just listening to your boy Clark County at Atlantic Station. And Chris is like, oh yeah, that's the homie. I was listening to him earlier. So it took me a while. Like I'm Googling. I'm like, what the fuck I know what Clark County is. I know what Atlantic Station is. Like, what the fuck is up with this? So after doing some research, Clark County is a character that's going to be revealed later in the show. And it's Paperboy's rap nemesis. So this is the nigga he going to be in competition with. This dude named Clark County. Now they did an interview with Stephen Glover that I want to read because he talks about what is going to happen, kind of lays down the idea surrounding each character's motivations and their theme this season because they all had their own different themes. So let me go get this article up. And this is at IndieWire, and it's Atlanta. Stephen Glover on Paperboy's talented new rap rival and more season 2 details. So Stephen Glover went on further and said that season 2 would give a better impression of what living in Atlanta is like, which includes being black. To quote, we get to see daily slices of people's lives and what makes living in a city like Atlanta a weird kind of experience. Atlanta is very weird because it's super black town, but at the same time, there's other cultures there. There's history there. There's all these things that make it unique. I think you'll get to hopefully get immersed in what it is to live in that place on a daily basis or meet some of the people that you would meet.
I co-sign all of this 3,000%.
Atlanta's.
I just saw a lady in a wheelchair
playing
over
skee-ball
on the West End, like in the street, going in opposite traffic.
I see. Did you laugh, Deidre?
Yes.
Twine.
Dude. And then she had on, it got up to 70 degrees.
Yes.
No, I cracked my ass off. She had a fur coat on.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
She got one of them little itty bitty, like, electrical wheelchairs, and she is flying like, where they go, like 20 miles an hour.
That's some funny shit, ain't it?
Man. You going down Cascade, and of course, this
yes, I do.
On the West End, so this is Cascade, and she's flying for her, and going through opposite traffic, and the cars are stopping because she's going the opposite way. She's not on nobody's sidewalk. She's in the middle of the street, and
middle of the street.
She's unbothered. Like she don't even let me move to on the sidewalk. Nope, she just keeps on going. I cracked my ass off in the car. That's what you see in Atlanta.
After 10 years, nigga, after 10, 13 years, I am vindicated. Vindicated. If you see a person in a wheelchair doing some crazy shit like that, you supposed to laugh.
Oh, my God.
It ain't got nothing to do with them being in a wheelchair. That's why you laughing. You laughing at their wheelchair. The fact that they feel like they can do whatever they want to.
Said that lady was, she could have be fine as far as mind-wise. She just felt like she needed to drive in the fucking
exactly, because sometimes you just want to do that shit when you can. All right, so Stephen Glover also said in response to Earn, he says, with this season, we're showing what everybody picks up and what happens over the next few months. They give you a perspective on where they're heading with the rest of their lives. Earn, he's still managing his cousin, but it's getting harder. It's become more of a full-time thing. Let's see, Paperboy Alfred, he's become a bigger star than he was last time we saw him. It's progressing that story a little further and seeing where everybody wants to end up. Let's see, Vanessa. He didn't want to speak on Vanessa. He just said, Van, she and Ern are still together and working out their stuff, so something must be going on with her that they don't want to talk about yet.
Oh.
And Darius.
Why she get pregnant?
We'll get a little Darius backstory here and there, but he's kind of an entity. He's fine no matter what, so it's not even like, what do you do for money? Alfred sells drugs. He's there for that. He's doing music. He's there for that. He's also got his own life with another million things going on. So he's just a guy. He's just a guy that floats through just fine. That's Darius.
I love Darius.
And they said new blood. So there's going to be a rapper on the show named Clark County, RJ Walker, who's is that that's the kid from Vice Principals that's in Power Rangers, ain't it?
Vice Principals. I watched the show.
You didn't watch the show on HBO, Vice Principals?
No, that's what I said. I did watch all the Vice Principals.
The son, the older black son of the black Vice Principal before she left. I believe that's RJ Walker.
Yes.
Let me see.
Yes.
I believe that's him, but I want to make sure. I don't want to.
I believe that's him too.
It's not. It's another cat. Okay. Because I know that kid. That kid's name is RJ too. No, that kid's name is RJ as well. I think his name is like RJ. It's not Cypher. Something else. Siler. RJ Siler is the other kid. Right. So the kid from Vice Principals in Atlanta is RJ Siler, and this new rapper dude who you can look up on IMDb, his name is RJ Walker. And let me see what he's been in. I recognize him though. I think. God damn it, stop asking me if I want to use Flash. Let me see. He's gonna be in like 5 episodes of Atlanta this season. He was in Hand of God. He was in Castle. Okay. So he'll be a nemesis this season. Let's see.
Clark County.
He's not from Atlanta, but he's a young rapper who's kind of up and coming and just represents what Alfred isn't. The guy who's like the real industry rapper, somebody who's doing all the things that Alfred's not. He's a good foil to him. We had an original name, but there's a real rapper with it, so we couldn't use it. We came up with 5 other ones, and then Stephanie Robinson came up with Clark County, and I said, this is perfect. While Clark County is an apropos reference to Georgia's Clark County, it's a shame that this show didn't decide to use one particular name that had been brainstormed. Denzel. I'm sorry. The name they wanted to use was Denzel Guapington.
Oh, that's such a great name. Guapington.
I might have to name this episode Denzel Guapington.
What a great name, man.
That's really about to be my Twitter name, dog. Swear to God.
Denzel Guapington.
With this season, we do a lot of episodes that focus on specific 2 characters or just a character. You'll get to see everybody have their moments. Sometimes you'll meet characters and new people that will stay around for the whole season too. You'll definitely meet some characters throughout the season. And yeah, so that's as far if you want to read the interview. It's at IndieWire. And let's get back to the episode. So, Droop and Curtis, Droop lets Curtis know that, hey man, if you go to Mrs. Winters and you order a number 7, you'll get an 8th. And Chris like, boy, you bullshitting, because Chris about to go to work. And Droop is like, nah, bro, I'm serious. The janitor even in on it. And Chris is like, bruh, we should swing through. I probably give me a little snack. Then I give me a little nap. Now, he says we should fall through. I don't know if that has anything to do with him falling through the window into there when they shoot it up. If this has a slang term for a drop-in robbery. But they also started talking about some dude that Chris works with. I keep saying Chris. Curtis. Curtis talks about a dude he works with named Chris. Now, I wonder if Chris is the real name of Clark County.
Clark County.
Because this Chris that he talking about wants to become a rapper. And to quote, Drew said, that nigga lame. He want to be somebody so bad. and,
That's probably him.
and Curtis said last year he was a hotep. Now he want to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that'll be hilarious.
Industry. That's probably
That'll
him.
be hilarious if this is that dude, the dude he worked with. So they roll up to Mrs. Winters in this Camry or whatever. And this is, for people who live in Atlanta, this is the Mrs. Winters on Glendale and Decatur. And there are a couple of things that I won't notice that other people did notice when I was doing some research. First thing is, there is a sticker on the wall in the Mrs. Winters for an artist named Orange King 26.
Where was that?
It's in there somewhere. This is a real artist. This is a dude in Atlanta named Orange King 26. It's on Instagram. He got like 33,000 followers. They on YouTube. They got, they got a couple thousand followers on YouTube. They got a few videos. They've been doing this since like
It's a group.
It's a group, and I think it's a label type thing, and there are multiple artists under it. So they call themselves, maybe they do. They call themselves maybe the Orange Renegade. And Orange King 26 is the manager for the artist, it seems. The artist being Sleepyhead 26. Yerp Gang CEO is what he called himself. There's some other rappers. Yip Noonie C, Spoonie G, Otay, JB, that boy D. Yeah, and there are videos on YouTube and everything. But this is a real group. Really on Instagram. They got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. So y'all can actually go check them out. They look completely Atlanta.
You do?
Yes. Like they're hood golfing, and maybe this song is called Ralph Lauren. Because they got some behind the scenes shoots for this, and the video is also available on YouTube, so you can go check that out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's funny. So they order a lot of food. And they make sure to order that peach cobbler after getting that number 17.
Oh, Mrs. Winters, that's the actual one that's open.
Okay.
Hilarious. Okay.
Now, they pull up to the window, and they know it's real. And I know that everybody ain't as deaf as me, but I watch Atlanta with the caption on because I can't always hear what they saying. I always want to make sure that I heard what they said. And then when they ordered their food, the total came out to like $60.59. That's how they knew it was real. Because they was paying for that eighth. Okay, mm-hmm. that extra $40, $50, that was that eighth. Ain't nobody going to Miss Winters and paying no damn $60.59 for no food.
Hell no.
Unless they about to be on my 600-pound life. But they pull up to the window, and homie is telling Anita that she need to come take over. And when he turns around, what I don't understand is he knew what he was selling there. He kept the Draco in the kitchen. So if he knew, why when he turned around and saw these niggas in masks, did he watch Curtis climb out of the car, over the hood, shoot, and come in?
Hey man, let that nigga come in.
Man. So
let that nigga come in, because you remember, he came walking up like he won't trying to rob a place. He won't clear no corners or nothing. He's
yo,
came out with a machine gun.
Can we talk about that?
Like, nigga, you in the midst of a robbery. I believe you have some urgency.
That nigga, was he high? Like, what? He found it. He found the stash. He found a lot of stash too. Nigga found a whole brick. Nigga found the stash, put it in the bag, and lackadaisically, like he was in fucking Wonderland, started walking out the building. And I was like, what is this? Like, I don't know if the music started to sway him, because that Mrs. Winters background music in that scene is so fucking perfect, because it's like calmingly eerie to have that shit playing while he's doing a robbery. It's like elevator music playing while you're doing a robbery, bro. And that's how he walks out until he walks in front of that Draco.
He did nothing. Like, he, at no point he was like, look, let me check the corner. Let me lean out real quick. But let me see what's around there. Let me keep my head on the swivel. He was like, no, I shot. I'm going to get some drugs today.
Now was he gonna go back out the window? Because he walked right past an aisle that he could have walked down to go out the door. he looked like he was gonna jump back out the window.
No, that nigga was going back out the window.
Yeah, like so he hits
Which
the corner.
I told my friend meet me at the side door at least.
Yeah, something, bro. And we moving faster than this. We not gonna stroll the fuck out with this much weight, dog. We not doing this. But he hits that corner and that motherfucker's firing that Draco. And I tell you this, I know y'all been talking about these Dracos and these rap songs and shit. This is my first time ever actually like noticing that that's what a Draco is. I see that gun in video games and shit. I use it in GTA. It's all cool and shit. But y'all niggas don't need to be using that shit because y'all can't hit a goddamn thing. That boy shot directly at Curtis, I don't know how many times, and did not hit this nigga once. Did not hit this nigga at all. Hit everything around the nigga, but did not hit Curtis. And I'm just watching this like, I can see the bullets flying at him, but he ain't getting hit.
There is a reason why military does not use guns on full automatic, because you just can't control the kick of that shit.
Bruh.
And I love how they kept it, because like, these are untrained motherfuckers with a gun. These aren't people who are who know how to handle a gun or anything like that. So yeah, if you hold a gun and you put it on full auto and you just hold the trigger down, each one of them shits is going to kick. You're going to move, and bullets aren't going to go where you want them to go, which is why usually civilians.
Hold on, son. Hold on. Danger. What are you doing? Are you killing them chips? Are you killing them chips with the Draco? What are you doing?
I'm not eating anything. What are you talking about? Maybe you heard my dog. I'm not eating anything.
Somebody is killing a bag of chips with the Draco. All right.
It's probably, you probably heard. God, you can hear that. That was his toy.
God, Nancy, is his toy the microphone?
No, he's like far away. He got a toy that's got that crinkly paper in it. Damn, y'all heard that?
Yes, absolutely. Sound like chips.
No, I'm not eating any chips.
Oh, they're killing some salt and vinegars with the Draco.
Yeah, a Draco is basically what a mini
it's not even a mini.
Pistol. It's basically an automatic pistol.
Is it? Because it doesn't look mini. It looks like a rifle connected to an assault rifle. Like, it looks like a hunting rifle connected to an assault rifle.
Yeah, but it's not it looks like that, but it's not a
oh, I see. It is a pistol. It's an AK-47 pistol.
AK-47.
It is. It's an AK-47 pistol.
Yeah, pistol. Well, I'm saying, not an AK-47 assault rifle.
Yeah, it's a pistol. It's an AK pistol. You're right.
Which, as a machine pistol, makes it even less accurate. just let those shits ain't built for accuracy.
He should have just threw the gun on the ground and let it fire by itself. He probably would have hit him that way instead of him aiming it, because he didn't hit shit.
That kind of expensive.
They're built for suppression. Like, you not about to do no tactical stuff in there. And again, this is why civilians get hit more than the motherfuckers trying to get hit.
Yeah, because everybody outside got hit except for Curtis.
Because everybody, like, he's shooting from the hip. These ain't niggas that's trained. I appreciate you keep that in there. Like, these ain't niggas that's trained with guns. These niggas who are trained watching videos, rap videos of niggas with guns, and they think they know how to handle them.
Bruh, that's
but getting a firefight and can't hit, not their thing.
That whole scene is amazing to me. And like you said, accurate as fuck in its depiction of how niggas need to stop playing with these guns because they really not trained to use them shits. But so Curtis gets out and he hops in the fucking car, and it looks like the car tries to pull off without him before he gets all the way in, and then he gets all the way in. They about to pull off, and your boy runs out and he shoots up the back of the window, and the car freezes. So there's a lot of there's a little bit of discussion going on, some theories surrounding why the car stopped. And of course, one of the main ones is he hit the driver. Because I don't see any other reason to stop.
Right. It would have still kept going.
No. I don't see any other reason to stop unless you did hit the driver. If you driving and somebody firing at you, then you're not going to just slam on the brakes and sit there for 10 seconds.
I don't think it, like, now, are we talking, if it hit the driver, or are we talking to kill the driver?
I said hit. I didn't say kill. I said hit the driver.
All right. I mean, if it hit the driver, yeah, there's a possibility, because he did get hit, he stopped, and then he took off. But then, I mean, the girl that got out the bag. That's the I
got
don't
shot
watch
in
it.
the hand.
You can see that?
Was it just a thing?
I don't know where she
I
got
was trying
shot
to
at.
figure out where she got shot.
Could you tell where she got shot?
She got shot in the hand.
I just saw blood on her hand. That don't mean she got shot in the hand. That just means she bleeding.
Yeah, that's what I assumed she got shot in her hand. She started wailing and stuff. She wasn't holding anything else.
I mean, if you in a car and it gets shot, you gonna get out wailing regardless of whether you've been hit or not.
Right, but
mean,
you
she
know, a
was
lot of
holding
people
her
too,
hand.
they'll if it's like if they got shot someplace, they would like at least cover it up. That's why I just assumed she got shot in the hand.
Maybe she did. I just don't. Where the fuck did she come from?
I don't know. Now that I don't know.
I watched that scene on repeat in slow motion, and I'm looking for her in that car when they pull up, and I do not see anybody in that fucking back seat.
Yeah, I have no clue where she came from.
Because my other thing was, did they just stop to let her out?
Which could be true, but you can hear Curtis
like,
in the
why-
joint
why-
yelling, "Go,
why
go, go, go!" He says,
why would you
"Nigga,
stop
fuck
to
it."
let her out?
He said, "Nigga, fuck it, go, go, go." And I'm like, okay, but where did she come from?
Yeah,
Like,
that was weird.
I can like my thing like this. I can let you out later when we get away from the dude that
With the
shooting at us.
Draco. Yeah,
Let's get away from the gun first.
and the dude who shot up the car is basically making the same face as the audience who watched this girl get out. Where the fuck did she come from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no clue. That was a little bit weird.
That's what makes this scene so good. Like out of all the shit that you're watching, right? And you know, the missing, the seeing how young these dudes are that are doing this, the fact that niggas is selling out of the winners like this, the fact that my man had a Draco tucked in that joint.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of all of this fucking chaos, this girl just gets out the back of the car screaming, and you're like, where the fuck did she come from?
I mean, yeah, that part was super.
Top five, maybe two best openings to a season of a show, and just a show episode period.
Yeah, and it lets you. It's set up, and that one thing it explained to you what Robbin season was. It set up the entire environment and just that's around them right now, and that feeling of everybody kind of being under pressure
Mm-hmm.
to get what they got to get.
Well, Curtis wasn't under pressure. He was just strolling out. He was fine. That's the coolest nigga. That motherfucker cooler than the other side of the pillow. He was just strolling the fuck out. He cool as a cucumber. That nigga cool as a Mentos. All right, he was good. He was, I feel fresh. About to go get high. And then he started getting shot at with the Draco. Like, Twan, you're right. This nigga was singing in his hair, bro. He was singing.
No, I'm telling you,
he was singing.
He can't, like, when I watch him walk out the back, like, nigga, you do know you robbing something, right?
No, he forgot. Because the mission was complete, because he got it, he was completely fine after that. He's like, I found it. We good, nigga.
You know what? That was like a Grand Theft Auto. When you're doing all this shit and all the cops around you and you straight,
He just starts strolling.
But you complete the mission, so that all that turns off.
And it comes,
like,
and boom. And you're like, mission complete. And your boy just starts strolling back to his motorcycle. And all the dead people that's on the ground disappear. The cops get back in their car and they just drive away.
Yes.
That was a GTA moment.
That was happening. That's exactly what happened.
It's a fucking GTA moment. Oh, that's so mission complete. Boom. And the music just starts playing again. I'm from the hood and you niggas know what's up. Like, yeah, the mission is definitely over. Let me get back in my Lamborghini. All right, so we revisit and Ern wakes up where we last saw him in a storage unit. But he is getting kicked out, and it's been some time since the last time we've seen him. But we don't really know how much time. We don't really know where they're at right now as far as in correlation to the continuation of the story. But we just know he getting kicked out of a storage unit. I think that's the first time I've ever seen. I didn't know that was a possibility that you could get kicked out of a storage unit. He clearly not paying on it, right?
If they know you living there, yeah.
If you paying on it, what that matter?
You can't just live at a storage unit.
Why? Your stuff can.
Your stuff can.
Why can't you?
They gonna get in trouble because it's not the housing regulation, the minimal stuff you got to do to keep to be like a house, like heating and all that stuff, insulation, all that stuff to keep.
He got blankets and storage with him. He clearly got some shit worth something because old boy woke him up stealing from him.
Yeah, there's some stuff later where they talk a little bit about well, I mean, they give they say little things that make you think there might have been some time between this episode and the last one.
Well, I mean, the stuff that I just read from Stephen Glover basically acknowledged that there's been time.
I was talking about in the show. In the show, because maybe he goes to people and, you know, some people were asking if he was cool, and some people, you know, I think when he was with Uncle, he made reference to staying there.
It was at Alligator Hill when I was sleeping here, or living here. Yeah. When I was staying here with Alligator Hill, when I was staying here, yeah. Some shit you should probably know if you staying in somebody's house. You won't wake up with your arm missing. But he gets kicked out of his unit, and old boy's basically stealing from him on some like just off general purpose, like you can't carry all this shit with you anyway, so I'm just helping you out by taking your shit because you can't afford no truck and you ain't got no way to take this stuff anyway.
Everyone's like, I got time, man. You know, it's gonna be like an auction or some shit.
I watch Storage Wars too. That shit ain't real, bro. This ain't that. He said I watch Storage Wars too. This ain't that. This is something completely different, nigga. This is me taking this shit before you ain't even got shit we could auction. Like these some nice ass jeans though. I'm taking these. So did anybody catch the correlation between the opening of this episode and the opening of the first episode of last season? Fucking Darius is cooking again, and fucking old boy is laying on the couch.
Yeah, just this time he didn't come to the door with the knife.
Right.
Yeah.
He came there with an attitude.
Man, Darius in the first 2 minutes of being on the goddamn screen just reminded you why you love his character.
Mm-hmm.
He brought him in like, hey man, go try one of these sliders.
He said, okay, can somebody explain this to me? Darius said, it's very, very, he said, be careful. It's very, very cold.
It's very, very cold. And the guy was like, no.
What? What is he talking about? First of all, why is the slider cold?
Right.
Second of all, why are you treating cold shit like it's hot? Can you bite into it and get frostbite? Is it gonna give you a brain freeze? Like, what's up? If you have a bad tooth,
very, very careful.
Will it hurt?
What are you cooking then? It was all confused. Like he was sitting there like, all right, man, be very careful.
But did you see how he was eating them? He was eating them like they were too hot.
Yeah. Like that's why Earl looked like, nigga, you Darius.
What?
It just went back.
So
I love him.
You can clearly see that there's something going on. Like the tension in here is thick. You cut it with a knife.
With Paper Boy and Darius.
Yeah, Paper Boy, man, it's hard watching. What's my man Brian Tyree Henry?
Mm-hmm.
My man plays so many different roles. Right. I just saw him in a movie with Gugu, the black girl from Cloverfield Paradox, and I cannot think of what it was called, but in it she has cancer. And he plays the best friend of her boyfriend in this movie. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like the shoulder that this dude can kind of lean on. You know, he takes him out and he's talking about how he's having a hard time finding a woman to settle down with, monogamy and shit. And that character is just so warm and thoughtful. And the character that he played in This Is Us, playing what's the name's cousin back in Tennessee. Like that was a different character too. And then
he was in Vice Presidents, remember too?
Was he in Vice Principals?
Remember he was that.
That's right. He was her ex.
Baby daddy.
Yes, he was the ex. And in that, like, he was thought provoking. He was warm. He had a bit of an attitude, but it's fine. Man, Al is trash, dog. Like that nigga being his own fucking world of not giving a fuck about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And like just the way he talked to Ern this whole episode, even to like I caught at the end where, you know, Darius is the one who asked Ern, like Ern don't be popping up when he don't need shit. Like Ern try to do his own, but they know Ern, he knows his cousin's situation. his cousin pops up and he don't really acknowledge him or pay him no fucking mind. At the end, it's Darius who asks Ern, "Yo, you straight?" And if you look at Al does not fucking blink. He does not turn to look in Ern's direction at all when Darius asks him that. He's not moved one bit.
Darius is the one taking him around.
Yeah,
He takes him to his probation.
Well,
Darius,
Al can't go because he on house arrest. That's why he don't go to Willie's house. He on house arrest.
But even last year, Darius was the one helping him out.
True, and that's like, and so when Ern leaves, when Darius is like, "Yo, you straight?" and Ern's like, "I'm good, yo, I'm good," and you know Ern terrible at hiding shit. He turns around to walk out, and fucking Al is like, "Peace, nigga," and I'm like, "What? What? You want him to speak to you now? You want him to say goodbye to you though? Like, you didn't even thank this nigga for going and dealing with your crazy ass uncle."
But he been like that even last. I mean, if you think about how he was last year too, it's he has terrible attitude. Like even just small stuff like the club scene, like just unappreciative of a lot of stuff. And he's like his own worst enemy.
Yeah, but you thought they got past that because at first it was like Ern popping up when he trying to do something. And then he was like, "I don't know if you just here just trying to make money off me and stuff like that." But then as the season progressed, like they started to trust each other. They had that scene where when they both get out the car and they were talking over the top of the car. So it seemed like they were in a better place. And then now it seems like, well, is he getting bigger? Is he at other people whispering in his ear about stuff? Like it kind of sets up did Ern mess something up? You know what I mean? Or is Ern not open up the opportunities that he feels like, or he feel like he need to get, like it kind of leaves it open for the rest of the season to be like,
right,
where does this relationship go? But they feel like they're back at the start at the beginning when he's like, he's literally telling Ern like, "Hey, go here, do this."
That's why like the fact that in this first episode again, he goes to his house and it's kind of like the same setup, different season, which it is. And then the first episode has to do with them having to deal with the fucking cops. Same as last season. And I'm like, okay, so it's like they really are rebooting them because they might be in a different phase now, but they at the beginning of that phase. So we seeing some of the same personality traits all over again because, yeah, y'all can be cool after a minute of going through this phase, but if things start to change, niggas gonna act how they gonna fucking act. Their personality. Especially if you doing better. You gonna definitely show your real side then. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them as this story progresses, as we start to get the bits and pieces of this puzzle so we can try to form somewhat of a picture.
How long is the separation from last season to this season?
We have no idea. We have no idea. Nobody has put any dates on anything. We just here. That's just where we at. It's kind of like this show on Amazon. I can't think of what the name of it is right now. But every time they come back, it's a different time period in these people's lives. So you might come back and it might be 3 years later. You might come back and it might be next week. Between seasons, you never know what the period is. So it's weird that way. Let's see. So there's a chick in the crib. Her name is not Regina. Her name is Tara. And the whole Ern explaining why he accidentally calls Tara Regina, and Paperboy in the background putting up the goalpost hands like, nigga, what the fuck? Just shut up.
Nigga, I have done that to people and that shit is real.
Dude, first of all, did y'all see Al's head when he called her Regina? When he calls this girl Regina, look at Al's head in the background and watch it just fall all the way back over the arm of the couch like, nigga.
It was that straight up like, nigga. Nigga.
Nigga,
and
what are you doing?
Like, but he's not gonna react. He know she looking at her. He ain't gonna react to do something to see what happens. But then as Ern is literally tripping over his tongue, trying to come up with the reason, he looking at that motherfucker like,
Nigga, what are you doing? You just making it worse. You just
This is
making
why
it
my
worse.
whole rule is if you ever with your like when we was in college and stuff, you know, our roommate was like this. If you ain't know the girl's name,
What's up, yo?
you just said, "What's up?"
How you doing, ma'am? What's good, show?
If this your second time, oh man, good seeing you again.
Mm-hmm. They be knowing your name too. They be like, "Hey, Brandon. Hey, Twine. Hey." I be like, "They know all. I don't know her name. What's her name? What's her name? Tuesday. What's her name? I don't know her name. Cooks when stays. What is her name?" Darius comes back out after this in what I can only deem to be grown nigga pajama pants, cross colors button up shirt. I don't know what his wardrobe consists of accidents. And he says Darius is ready. And I think
love Darius.
I think he had on a pair of goggles too.
He did.
Okay.
Some black goggles.
But no fucking reason. All right. So I'm hoping they will. I'm wondering, are we gonna find out what happened between Darius and Al in this episode, maybe later in the season? Or if that was just kind of like niggas argue, don't get in the middle of it, they'll make up if they gonna make up type of situation. Just kind of, we was arguing before, we cool now though, because we smoked together. And it don't really matter what they was arguing over because they still homeboys. I wonder if that was what we were supposed to get from that. Like, there's nothing more to it. You just being nosy if you ask. Like Ern, who also told both of them that he loves them despite what they're going through. Nigga, what?
That girl clowning him when he did that though.
Nigga, what? Al, get your boy. Get your boy. Get your boy. God dang. So we come back from commercial and I call this whole scene Ern gotta go, because Ern gotta go from the storage unit. Ern gotta go pay a lot of money for a weed charge. Ern gotta go to Uncle Willie house. Ern just gotta go. So he hops in the car with Darius and Darius jumps to the Florida Man story, which is listen. He describes Florida Man as Florida Man is responsible for a large percentage of abnormal events that happen in Florida. So here's my thing. Is Darius just smarter than the rest of us, or is he too goddamn high to read the news?
Then he said something like Florida Man is there so black people can't move to Florida or something.
So they can't register to vote. Yes. He took real incidents from headlines of stories that start off with Florida Man, so-and-so incident, and he turned it into a fucking urban legend.
He did.
And I can't tell if that shit is genius or just hairline, borderline, fracture fucking crazy.
I think it probably is both. Like, that's what Darius gives you, though. Those two different elements. Like, super smart, but it just... His delivery.
Everything is a conspiracy theory. You know, everything, if he puts too many things together and they work, there's some nefarious reason why that's what's going on.
And that's why the ozone layer is depleted. Florida Man. Be like, all right, I thought it was gases and shit, but clearly.
And I also appreciate that they showed you what you thought a typical Florida person looked like, just a swamp boat.
This is why I don't write this stuff down. Because I know one of y'all gonna pick up on that shit. The yellow hat and the wife beater.
Plaid, cut off sleeves.
He looked like a damn alligator wrestler.
He just jumped off a swamp boat.
And I remember at least half of the stories, like those news articles. The dude who was on bath salts and ate the guy's face in the street.
Oh yeah.
The Trayvon Martin situation. Just a bunch of them, man. Oh my God. There was so many. I was just like, they took They took crazy ass Florida whiteness and personified it into a fucking urban legend of a boogeyman.
It is. Like, it's straight up better than the real reason why the Florida story is out.
Absolutely.
I am, there's a real reason why, and I don't even give a fuck what the real reason is no more, because I have forgotten that, and now it's just gonna be Florida Man.
Everything is Florida Man. I seen an article today that was titled "Florida Man does so and so." I was like, hey. Now every time I read this article, it's propaganda for this show. Just gonna make me think of Atlanta, Florida Man. And he
and it was just look. It you know what? It might lead to something later, but just the fact that he was just talking about.
Or it led to later in the episode where Cat Williams said, "Nigga, I ain't crazy. I ain't Florida Man."
Yeah.
And he looked at Darius, and Darius was like, "He not though. We are in Atlanta."
But Ernest always feel like he's existing outside. Like there is something that everybody else is getting, and not me. You know what I mean? Like, because he looked at him like Florida Man. He was like, "All right, man. Can we cut the music back on?" He's like, "I'd rather deal with that." And then
Florida
when he
Man.
sits there, he talked to him. He's like, "I'm not Florida Man." He looks back at her, and Darius looking like vindicated.
I told you it was a real thing. So Ern, at some point in this hiatus of the show, got busted with half a roach on him, and now has to do a narcotics class, like an anti-drug class, where fuck the system, nigga. They're charging him $50 for class materials, which is probably a pencil and a fucking book. They're charging him $25 per class. They charged him an entry fee for jail.
Yep.
And that total comes to $375 total. They ask him, can he pay it? He says, no. They put him on a payment plan, told him if he missed a payment, he going to jail. And then he's like, if I pay all of this at once, would I have to go to the classes? And the girl looked at him and said, you can't, so let's not. And I'm like, God damn, that might have been the gangster's explanation in the most straightforward way. You can't, so let's not.
Look, I'm gonna say, like, that shit's real. I work with guys who just get out. Your ass will get nickel and dime the whole way. Mm-hmm. As soon as you get out, or even just for a minor ass offense. You know what I mean? Like, they had him with intent. With what?
They call intent to sell. They said
with the intent to sell.
They said Ernest Marks.
Like, I had half a blunt. like
first,
half a blunt.
And he's a first time offender narcotics with intent to sell, and he was like, it was half a joint.
Yeah, and then that's what happens, and you will get nickel and dime coming out the system, especially because they'll trump up a charge, get you scared, get you just to plea down. Mm-hmm. Because then if you plea down, for all the lawyers and stuff, that's a win. They're looking at you like, hey, it's a win for you.
Them is case numbers.
Time, but your ass got a record now.
Fucking prosecutor case numbers go up.
And second thing is never mess with the woman in bureaucracy. She is tired. She don't give a fuck. There ain't a joke you can make that she ain't heard before. Go in there, sign your damn papers. Leave. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, go take your piss test, bro. Leave the woman
in bureaucracy. Like, leave them alone. Like,
don't ask no questions. Read the signs, even if it ain't no signs. Don't ask no questions. So, if y'all notice, when they're getting gas, they look across the street, and I don't know why Darius is sitting on the hood of the car, Indian style. But
Indian style.
They look across the street, and the cops, it looks like there's been a robbery or something that's happened, and Darius is like, it's robbing season. Did y'all see the guy sitting on the ground with the dreadlocks and notice that he still had the bandana tied around his mouth while the cops was asking him questions? They asked this nigga to take his mask off. I mean, he been caught. He ain't hiding no identity. Take that mask off when you talk to me, man. And Darius is talking about robbing season. Everybody got to get something. Everybody gonna get gotta. They gonna get. It's out of the way. And
dog, I didn't notice he was sitting on the car till my girl said something.
Yes, he's sitting on top of the car.
Sitting on the car, right? But I thought they just hanging around. And she was like, "Is he sitting on the car while they wait for the gas?"
Yes.
I was like, "Oh,
Absolutely.
That's Darius.
Absolutely, he is. Now Ern asks him what flavor is flaming hot Cheeto, and he says hot, and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be flaming?
No, the flavor is hood. That's what the flavor is.
It's hood.
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 You can find hood flavor, because every variation of flaming hot Cheeto that you hear about is in a hood corner store somewhere.
I mean, I eat flaming hot Cheetos, and I don't shop at 7-Eleven in the hood.
I don't partake in them. I mean, I've had them before.
Shit.
But didn't somebody use flaming hot Cheetos as a crust for some fried chicken?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had there's flaming hots, lime. There's another flaming hot.
There's
flavor
a lime. What the fuck is the lime supposed to do?
There's another flaming hot
you asking
flavor.
about Cheetos,
I'm telling you right now, I didn't know you go to I didn't know they had this many different. Because people, about the general flaming hot fries, right?
Yeah, they just flaming hots though.
You can find them shits everywhere.
Yeah, I get some every Wednesday.
Certain stores in the hood, they just got I didn't know they made all these flavors.
Yeah. Flaming hot Cheetos delicious though. They're delicious.
What does the lime do?
Why are you asking this? This is not the Food Network. They're Cheetos.
I can't ask that question.
They're Cheetos.
What does it do?
They're Cheetos.
That's not giving me.
First of all, ain't no real lime in there.
A tang?
I don't know what it is. I eat them.
First of all, limes don't tang. Second off, it's ain't no lime in there, Deidre. Ain't real lime going in on them Cheetos. They Cheetos. You think
I mean, even if it's artificially flavored lime,
it's not even that. It's the dream of lime. It's not really being put on the Cheetos.
So that means you've eaten one.
A flaming hot Cheeto, yeah.
With lime.
If it said it in the ingredients, sure.
Because don't they have separate bags with the lime flavor?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm about to show you the picture. I'm about to send it to the group.
Fucking limes, man. What the lime do? Nothing. Nothing. He there for support.
Shit, it got to do something if they got
it's a Cheeto. It's a Cheeto. It ain't got to do shit.
Because regular Cheetos taste different than flaming hot ones.
Yeah. And sometimes the flaming hot ones have a lime. And
We done blew her mind.
I don't know why we talking about Cheetos.
Did you ask?
I did not. I just asked, wouldn't it be flaming hot or flaming? Wouldn't that be the flavor? And then Twine went into a whole explanation about how there's all these flaming Cheeto chips out here in the streets, and they're all the same flavor.
It is. That's all my clients ask for is flaming hot.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And they ordered number 17
young.
at Miss Winners. So
This is great.
Al calls up Ern, and he's like, hold on, let me put you on speakerphone. And who didn't see nigga take me off speakerphone coming? Because that nigga did not call and ask me to put on speakerphone.
He did not call and
Who
ask to talk
did
to
not see that coming? As soon as he put him on speakerphone, he gonna be like, nigga, take me off speakerphone. And he put him on speakerphone, and nigga said, nigga, take me off speakerphone.
The way he delivers those lines, like he's tired of you. He is like a disappointed father.
Nigga, take me off speakerphone.
I'm tired of you. It's like it happened.
Because Ern be doing too much. That's what it is. What's the name? Al is so fucking lazy and lackadaisical about everything. He not in a rush to do shit. On the flip side, Ern is he overworried and he oversteps boundaries all the fucking time. Kind of oversells his I'm here for you, you know what I'm saying? I got you-ness. He can barely take care of himself. Like that kind of goes back to the whole Cat Williams shit where Cat was like, you don't even got a mirror, you don't even own a mirror to look at yourself.
Yeah. But I think it also like helped to build the drama between Al and Darius. Cause I think there have probably been times before where if he called, he's meaning to talk to both of them. Cause it seemed like it was just a quick thing. Oh shoot, yeah, let me put you on.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But now there's that drama that's between them. He's like, I don't want to talk to him. I called you.
Right. I don't want that nigga in my business. We not cool right now. Nigga, take me off speaker. Y'all put that shit on a shirt, dog. Nigga, take me off speaker. So he calls me, tells him I need you to go to Uncle Willie house because he on house arrest. He can't go. Supposedly, his aunt Yvonne called the police and said Willie done kidnapped her, locked in the bedroom. So they go to Willie's house.
The alligator.
And, right. And off bat, dog, like the front of Willie's yard looks like a fucking habitat. Okay, it looks like an alligator habitat. Willie answers the door and he stares at Ern like he's trying to make sure that nigga is Ern. Like Ern ain't stayed with her before. Lets them niggas in, tells them to take off their shoes. Immediately follows up with, y'all niggas can't stay here, which means Ern been staying there.
Yep.
So we know that much. And Ern is like, yo, Al wanted me to check. The owner, he keeps saying the owner of this house. The owner of this house, which is Al, I'm guessing wants me to check. Make sure everything's straight because, you know, Yvonne called the police and said that she's been kidnapped. And, you know, that's a serious charge. We can't have that going on. And Cat Williams' lines in this whole shit are the reason that you hired Cat Williams to play this character. I don't think they wrote half his script. I'm pretty sure he fucking made that shit up. And then they went back and gave Yvonne lines. Cause this nigga said, when he said that, he said, well, did she tell you that that nasty bitch stole $50 out my pants while I was asleep?
Took me out.
Darius is like,
I felt when he said nasty bitch.
And Yvonne said, I didn't take shit from you. You probably drank it. He says, well, where, pray tell, is it then, Yvonne? And that's when she says, you probably drank it. And he said, I ain't drank shit. I ain't never drank no $50 in my life.
I just look, Cat Williams, when he puts in the pray tell, when he puts in that nice language when he's about to say some hood ass shit, I love it about that. He said, well, pray tell, bitch, is my money then.
It's like, what was his character on Friday? Money Mike? And that was his name on Friday?
The pimp character?
Yeah.
I might have been Money Mike. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Money Mike.
I don't know. Like, just like in there, like, I'm sure, just like what you said, like, a lot of those lines, I'm sure he just did off the cuff, wasn't scripted. But yeah, he has his own little language.
Well, where, pray tell, bitch, do you think it is? What the fuck? And then she says, he kidnapped me. He locked in. She said, he kidnapped me. I called the police, something. This nigga said, I must have kidnapped a bitch in 74 because she ain't been a kid in 45 years.
Nigga. Oh.
That shit was too good.
Oh, that shit was beautiful.
So Ern goes into the room to talk to Yvonne. He asks for the keys. He don't want to give. Willie don't want to give him the keys. He finally slaps him the keys through the air in the most. I ain't want to give you these shits, but here you go. Throw ever. Ern goes to the back and he reminds Ern, don't mess with the door with the alligator and the fucking alligators in there. He unlocks the door and he goes in there and Yvonne chilling, smoking a cigarette. Darius.
When he said that, you remember Darius asked to come in because of the vibes.
Yes.
So then when he says, don't open the door because the alligator, he looks over Darius like, vibes. Then he goes back. He goes out.
I missed this shit. Darius says, I would say nice to meet you, but I don't believe in time as a concept. So I'll just say we always bet. He sticks his hand out. And the fact that he goes to effort to even do something that he half-ass believes in is why Darius is great. Off the fucking brick, Yvonne is lying. Darius walks in the room and Aaron walks in the room and Yvonne says, is the police here yet? And Aaron says, did you call them? And she says, Patty next door, she said, I didn't, but Patty next door, she quick to call. So why you asked if the police was here yet then if you didn't call and tell them you was being kidnapped? And how Patty know you was being kidnapped if you in this room kidnapped? So Ern don't even go into like, give me your side of the story. He just like, here's $100. Give it to him, but not until you get your change back. And if you did take his $50, give him back his $50. Because when Ern asks her, did she take it? She says, fuck you, Ern. Like she didn't take it, but you can tell by her whole demeanor that she did, because she playing on that fucking phone like she ain't just called the police and say she been kidnapped for taking $50 from somebody. She lies this whole episode. Like every time she opens her mouth, she lies. When the police shows up, she runs out the room and goes, I didn't call him. Then 5 minutes later walks outside and says, this nigga kidnapped me. But if you kidnapped, how you walk outside and tell him you was kidnapped? Why Ern got to deal with this shit? Oh, the alligator's name is Coach, by the way. Because when Ern asked her, was that alligator here when I was here? She said, who, Coach? Yeah.
Coach.
So the cops show up and they knock on the door, and he answers Uncle Willie answers the door like, man, I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers knocking on my door like the fucking cop. Oh man. And it is the cops. What do you motherfuckers want? Even the way he talks to the cops, yo, through the screen door is so a pimp named Slickback. That's when Yvonne runs out and they said, we got a call for a domestic disturbance. And Willie says, no, we not domestic. We not even married. And then the cop asks Yvonne, ma'am, do you live here? And Willie says, no, she don't live here. I'm just fucking the bitch. And they basically telling him he needs to step outside. He's like, I'm not coming out of my house. I ain't done shit. So he said, I'm not going to do shit because I ain't done shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell him
he's right as shit.
Yeah.
Well, when everything he reads,
not if you black though.
He said y'all need probable. He basically hits him with the y'all need papers and probable cause, and y'all need a signed, statement from her saying that I did something to her. And the officer goes, none of that is true, which I'm sure they tell black people that all the time, that none of those laws are true. And he continues to stay in his house, and they tell you we will come inside and get you. And he's like, I'm gonna let the alligator loose and see what they do about that. And that's when they said, sir, you don't have an alligator. He said, the fuck I don't. And then the little kids in the background was like, yes, he do got an alligator. That's Alligator Man. And they said, he said, and the cop turns around and looks at him. He said, them children ain't lying to you. Got an alligator. He says, we'll shoot your alligator. He said, well, do it then. I'd like to see this shit.
Crazy.
This nigga, yo. Oh my God, this casting was so goddamn good. I ain't gotta do shit because I ain't done shit. Kiss my black ass.
Those kids.
Ern immediately, when he slams the door, Ern immediately jacks, like, wrenches it back open and says, that's my uncle. He's a veteran.
Please don't shoot him.
Is there, and I love the black cop. Is there an alligator in there? Yeah. Is he friendly to you? No.
There was no thing like, let's get animal control on the premises, nothing like that.
You ain't never heard of a little Abdullah Mamagata nigga? Alligators ain't friendly to nobody.
Look, if the black cop had been by himself, he would have left in.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But white cops,
he'd have been like, cool, everything straight. Nobody seems to be in danger. There's an alligator inside. I'ma holler at y'all.
So we come back and with the full grown caiman. So Darius this whole time been looking at the alligator, and he tells Ern, this nigga got a full grown caiman surrounded by chicken carcasses. And that's when Ern is in the kitchen like, hey man, you need to get this shit straight. What the fuck? You got them niggas gonna come up in here and it's gonna be crazy. You stop acting crazy. And that's when he says, nigga, I'm not Florida man. I ain't crazy. And this is when Yvonne shows back up and hands him the $50 that she fucking stole. Cause he about his principles. And he makes it Cat Williams.
This is the part I had a question about.
Okay.
Because when they were in the room, and I might have answered my own question as I said this, because Earn gave her $100,
Right.
and basically said you can give him his 50 back
And keep the 100.
and keep the 100, and that's why she ended up giving him the 50 back. Because when I first saw
Absolutely.
it, I thought she gave him the money Earn gave him.
No, she gave him the 50 back.
She gave him the 50.
She gave him the 50 back, and she kept the 100 because Earn knew she was lying, and Earn knew the only way to get her to get her fucking money back was to give her money, more money than she already had stole from him, because she ain't shit, clearly. Because when he gave her the $100, he said, "Thank and make sure you thank Al."
That's why. Look, that's what I said. That's why I said. As I said it, I probably answered my own question.
Yeah, because that was his anti-drug class money. He needed that money for books, so he gave her his anti. He probably gonna go to jail next episode.
That's what I'm saying. That's better. That's like, I don't know how this nigga be doing this. Like, this nigga need money for his own, like, not like for just, I need money to have money or for extravagant needs. Like, I need money for the
To
basis
live.
of eating.
To survive.
You know what I mean? Like, to
survive.
stay out of jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Stuff
not
like
like I need an extra, $20 so I can get like, some extra groceries, or, to fill my tank up to full. It's like, I need this money so, I can eat a meal.
Nigga gotta
Yeah, I
eat.
need this money so I can stay out of jail. Like,
Right. Like, it's
This is stay out of jail
survival
money.
stuff that, it's totally different.
So he basically, when she gives Willie the money back, Cat Williams, in his esteemed acting, makes this face like, girl, it's not, I understand why you took the money, girl. Like, he about to break out into an R&B song, right? Like, he looked like he's gonna forgive her. And from under that comes a, "You thieving bitch." I was like, I knew you took my motherfucking money. I was like, oh my God. And they get into arguing again, and she storms out and she says, "I hope they shoot all your shit up." And I think she says something like, "I hope they shoot your ass." And he responds back with, "You better hope they do, bitch." You better hope they do.
Greatness.
And this is when him and Earn kind of get into it. And he says to Earn, "You homeless, you don't even have a mirror to look at yourself." And when Earn starts getting to, who he's doing, he's like, "You doing this." When he brings up Al, when he brings up Paperboy, that's when it clicks, and Cat's like, "Okay, I see what you're doing. You trying to maintain your position right now, right? You worried about not having that, you worried about not being able to piggyback off his success as his manager. Because you know how that go. You got to make sure the talent happy, or else they'll replace it with somebody else."
Yeah, or even just staying with him. Like, he's going to outgrow you.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes you then look at, Cat's character and be like,
What happened with him?
what happened? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. So they kind of go into it, and he says, Cat Williams hits him with Uncle Jarvis. He used to manage Damon when he was in that group. Now they don't even talk no more, because you find out family is business.
Group, right?
Mm-hmm. And Earn is like, "No, that's not it. I don't want to end up as a motherfucker that everybody knew was smart, but ended up being a know-it-all fuck up Jay who just let shit happen to him." And that was some real ass shit.
Earn is already like this, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he's already like this. He, because even his father was talking about how smart he was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it to me, I kind of funny because he said Cat was like, "You don't even have a mirror to look at yourself with," and then Earn was basically looking at him and saw his future.
Yep. Yeah. And owning an alligator surrounded by chicken carcasses.
Yeah, and this might be, like I said, that kick Earn needed to be like, I got to do something different.
Well, his kick came in the form of a golden gun for tangibility purposes. Yeah. So his uncle walks back into the room. He's kind of heartbroken because that's the realization that it's his life. A niggas who listens to classic soul music and disco shit, and while arguing over Yvonne stealing his $50 out of his pants and owning the alligator. I love the soundtrack during this scene too. It is fucking perfect for dealing with an old crazy ass uncle from that era who possibly was maybe a veteran, but you never know. And he goes in the back and he apologizes to his uncle in kind of a more real nigga fashion. He's like, I don't apologize for what I said, but I apologize for how I said it. He was like, he had that shit locked and loaded from
what he did to his mom.
He says something. Yeah, he says, let's see. I'm still mad at you about what happened to my mom. And we don't know the story behind that at all. That's just kind of thrown out there.
Yeah.
But Darius leaves before that. He says the vibe here is feeling more and more like jail. So he's gonna go wait in the car. Ern admits, I'm scared of Al.
With the shoes in his head.
Yes. Don't shoot. Ern admits, I'm scared of Al leaving me. He don't need me like that anymore. He's kind of a big deal. And I'm sorry, but isn't there a scene in the previews of the trailers for this season that shows Al like performing in a bingo hall or a nursing home or some shit? How big of a deal are we talking? I guess we'll find out, because that kind of threw me off. And Uncle Willie hands him a gun and hands it to him in some old bullshit fashion of, take this, you gonna need this in the music industry. And Ern's like, I don't want that. He said, nigga, I ain't ask you, I'm telling you, they about to swarm this house. And you want to take care of your cousin who on house arrest right now. Let them not find a gun in a property he owns. Cause Lord knows that'll end his fucking house arrest.
True.
So very true. He hands him this golden ass gun and he sticks in his backpack. And
I would have wiped my fingerprint off that gun and threw it.
You're supposed to grab it with one of his shirts and put it in your backpack. All right, you're supposed to use your palms.
But it's earned, so I'm not surprised.
I ain't dump that shit in a dumpster somewhere. Like,
it is truly a golden fucking gun too. The only thing you can't. I don't even know if
I got bodies on it. You don't even know. You stick it
like,
in your backpack.
Shit's made from real Egyptian pyramid. And also, Kat tells him, get rid of that chip on your shoulder shit. It's not worth the time. And I'm like, what exactly did he mean when he said get rid of that chip on your shoulder shit? Was he talking about the shit he had locked and loaded, ready to say to Kat, or was he talking about the shit he revealed about being left behind by Paperboy? And what does that have? Why would that be a chip on his shoulder?
I think he was just talking in general.
Back
to that. I see myself in you, just like Ern saw himself and his uncle. It might be like a thing like I had a chip on my shoulder.
And that was my downfall.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Because we look back at last season, Ern did stuff where he worked hard, but he did have times where he felt like, oh, I should just get this, or this should just happen because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then he'll get hit with reality, like, nah, this is not how that shit works.
So the chip on your shoulder, for the idiom, it just for people who don't know, it means the act of holding a grudge or a grievance that readily provokes disputation. And it also means a person thinking too much of oneself, often without the credentials.
Which, if that ain't the definition of Ern.
Mm-hmm.
The first part, I don't know about the second one. I don't know if he thinks too much of himself. He worries too much.
I mean, okay, I would say, like, it's not like a thing where he's not
overly confident,
like,
which is what that sounds like.
He's not this overconfident, but it don't have to be like this. But he's always relied on, I'm smart. I can figure a way out of stuff.
Okay, so this works better. To seem angry all the time because you think you have been treated unfairly or feel you are not as good as other people. That's definitely Ern. Yeah, that's to a fucking T Ern.
I mean, like, at some parts, Ern seems like he thinks, like, because he's smart, shit should just be falling in place for him.
Right.
And that goes back to what even his dad was saying. Even how he first came to Al.
Yeah.
You know, somebody, he was working a job. Somebody was showing him this video of the dude that's popping online. And then he ain't never talked to his cousin in a while. They knock on the door like, hey, man. You know what I mean? Like, and wanted Al to be just like, hey, man, I'm smart. I can help you. Let's go. And I was like, I don't know you like that.
Mhm.
You know, that's kind of like what his character does. He did it
So
with his girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have the same question here that I had before between Al and Darius, but this time I'm asking, are we gonna find out what happened between Willie and Ern's mom in a later episode? Or is that just used here to more push the whole chip on your shoulder shit?
I hope we see the character back
Yeah.
at least one time this season. But I do know how Atlanta is made, and there's not a lot of sequential stuff. There's not a lot, you know, it just kind of jumps around in telling this story. You know, you watch the first one, I thought we were gonna see his parents a lot again.
Yeah, we did.
I think we saw them like after that first episode, we saw them for maybe like one scene.
Hot second.
For the rest of the season.
Yeah.
That's true.
So seeing somebody in the episode, you kind of get those. It's just this one-off experiences that you want them to come back, but they don't. And it's like, man.
Well,
so that might be the last thing we may see is Cat Williams turn into a track motherfucker. Get some slippers.
Yeah, so he lets the alligator out after Ern. He tells Ern to go ahead and leave, and Ern takes the gun and goes out the front door, and he walks a significant distance away from the front door, and he stands there like everybody else. He watches, waiting for Cat to come out, and that's not what comes out. What comes out is this big ass alligator to the tune of "Hey love," which I thought was perfect. That might also be why people think alligators walk slow, but it's not. It's not because they hate Love fans. And the black cop goes, "Where's Willie?" And they show Willie, he done ran to another street or up the street, and he done booked it. I mean, they put that shit in fast forward, but he is running quick as fuck. Look like greased lightning. So he got the fuck on up out of there. And to end the episode, Darius and Ern arrive back at the crib, and Al is in the same position he been in on house arrest all fucking day. He on couch arrest too. And when they walk in, he's smoking. He asks Darius if he wants some, and that's basically like how they make up. Darius is like, "Oh, we cool. I can grab some." And he grabs it.
That's how niggas do though. Niggas don't talk about shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Don't y'all do that? Like,
Sometimes.
y'all don't like to talk about stuff.
Most of the time, because we know it's petty shit. Yeah, most of the time we just know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why.
You just there's a time of quietness, and then there's something where like a TV show is on or something like that. You just be like, you sit down, you chill, y'all make a comment about the show, and then that's it. Everything cool.
It's pretty much a you over it
like
mentality.
In ATL, they did that in ATL movie.
Yeah, it's a you over it moment. That's what everybody all in their feelings, and later on y'all over that shit. So it ain't really no reason to rehash it, to talk it out, because ain't nothing really to talk about, because you over it. You fucking over it.
Yeah.
Like,
Cause you ain't say nothing crazy.
Right.
You ain't go really in deep to really hurt motherfuckers or something like that. It was petty.
It's petty. Yeah, it was stupid. It was immature. Y'all niggas petty. Y'all over it. Done. It's just yesterday. So today's the day. And he takes a hit. He sits down on the couch, and Ern pulls that fucking gun out of his bag, and they start cack-a-lacking at the goldness of this shit. That shit is a true pimp gun. And Al is like, why did you see Al's verbiage here, bruh? Be killing me. Al's like, he told you to take it and you took it. Well, you asked me to go take care of the situation. Now you making fun of me because I took care of it? Despite the fact that shit could have got me put back in jail, or I could have got shot at, or I could have got arrested, or I could have got eaten by a fucking alligator. Like, just the whole mentality. He just laughing at his boy. And can somebody explain this to me, because I ain't hood enough for this one. Darius says you were holding that for a nigga while 12 was outside. What is 12?
I guess police.
Why is police 12?
Nigga, don't ask me. I ain't hood enough either.
I just heard it. Maybe
you need to ask Darius, because I don't know what Why?
Let's see. Let's do some Googles. Let's see.
I'm assuming it means the
God.
police because
That's wow.
12.
whatever.
I got it. Here we go.
Yeah, it's just slang term for police.
Yeah, let's see. The police, any law enforcement agent, po one time, shouting 12 when the cops are spotted approaching the scene of some illegal activity. To clarify, 12 is not cops, not the police. Number 12 is the narcotics officers that show up at your door, or the drug task force, in other words, the DEA. They combat drug smuggling, et cetera, et cetera. I still don't understand why it's 12. It's 12 districts in the greater city of Atlanta. There are always 12 officers on patrol at all times in each district, and each officer works 12-hour shifts. That's why ATL says 12. Wow, that's a lot of thought being put into this.
And then I'm reading something else that are saying 12 comes from the police radio code 10-12, which means that visitors are present in an area where police are going. It's similar to warning to police that they might have company when they arrive on the scene.
Okay, basically black people outside. Or maybe other officers.
It's funny though, because I found something that went back to a early 70s TV cop show called One Adam 12.
Wow.
They're like 28. I feel like the one you read, Brandon, is the one that fits the most with Atlanta.
Atlanta, yes.
But it's good to know that there's cop slang about everywhere, because I feel like it's said somewhere, people know what it is, and then we will find a meaning to make it why it fits.
Right.
Like
yeah, because the one I read
like,
came from Atlanta's radio station.
4
months ago.
We all heard the 5-0 was the cops and stuff like that.
Yeah, 5-0 one time.
Like that.
All of that. Pigs, we know that, but 12 was a new one.
Just knew that.
12 was
you
an
know
Atlanta
why?
shit.
Like, hey.
So they get that out of their system, and as Earn is trying to like gather the courage to ask Al again if he can stay there, he is surprised by a nigga walking out of their kitchen eating a bowl of cereal, which last season there was a bowl of cereal involved. And this nigga walks out eating it, laughing at the golden gun as well. And then just plops down on the couch and puts his feet up like that's where he about to rest his head. We didn't point out earlier that Earl had asked Darius if Tara was staying there in the car because he wanted to know if he would be able. And Darius said, man, you got to ask Al about that because he Al cousin, not Darius' cousin. Also, I think that's Al house. I don't think that's Darius' house. So it's a lot of reasons why you got to ask Al in general. And Earn, when he finds out that this other nigga who looked like he just got freed yesterday is staying there. Because only niggas freed recently eat cereal that way. He decides that he gonna have to find somewhere else to stay. I don't know where the fuck that is. And Darius asks him on his way out, is you good? And he says, yeah, I'm good. He overdoes the I'm good shit. And that's when Al hits him with the peace, man. Like, you're not going to say bye to me before you leave? Well, nigga, you didn't even thank him for helping you out today.
And it was also that little bit of not even, Aaron looked at like not even thinking about if I need help. Mm-hmm. But automatically doing this dude that's been locked up but ain't been with you or nothing for the longest time being like, oh yeah, I got you.
Well, he know what Aaron's situation is. He know Aaron is in trouble for I'm 200% sure that Al knows that Aaron is in trouble for weed.
They got in trouble together. That's what I thought.
I didn't know if they got in trouble together or not. They never really said whether they got in trouble together or not. He just came over there and was reminding Darius that if he was still gonna give him a ride down there to take care of his situation. But you gotta understand, Al, we know that Al knows this, and Al is asking him to do shit while he's trying to take care of the situation that ultimately get him in a deeper situation with his situation, because Al doesn't want to do that shit because Al would get in a deeper situation in his situation. So again, and Al is an asshole. Like, he's just an asshole right now. Hopefully we get a bit more justification for this, besides the fact that he just being an asshole. And
I think it's a great setup
yeah,
for the rest of the season because, like, just thinking about it and knowing the character that man, there are so many ways you can go, and now you're just kind of waiting to see which way are they going to go. Where's the story going to go? And it kind of gets you back into the Atlanta mode of Atlanta storytelling just doesn't pick up where it left off.
right.
You're not gonna get no real like sequential type of thing, like previously on Atlanta,
No,
and then we go right back into the same story. You know, you're not getting that.
they do show some shit from next week though, which looks funny. That damn, my name is Mr. Savage. They call me 35 Savage. And then somebody in the background, well, you about to be 36 Savage, and he just rolls his eyes. Al just rolls his eyes at that shit. I rolled my eyes too when that white man called himself 35 Savage. I rolled the shit out of my eyes, bruh. I also like the promo that they did for this season, specifically the little girl singing "I ain't got no type, bad bitches is the only thing that I like." It's kind of like when you watch Freddy Krueger films and the little girls be singing to be that one two
Yes.
Freddy's coming for you, but they singing some racial murder shit
because you like they shouldn't be. They're little girls. They should not be singing about this.
I ain't got no type.
You know, for Freddy Krueger movies though, like they should be talking about death and killing. But for Atlanta, like you shouldn't be talking about bad bitches. Like
Bad
you were 4.
bitches is the only thing that I like. And then taking that pause, and then that shit was good promotion. That shit was stuck in my head all week, leading up to watching this show. So ultimately, we are back. Let me see, how many episodes of Atlanta do we have this season? I just had it up in front of me. Let me sure I get it back. I think it was another 10. It might have been more.
How many episodes was last season?
10.
10.
Yeah. All right. How many episodes of Atlanta do we have this season? We had 10 last season, and we have, looks like, I guess this is 10 this season. It's 9. It's 9 this season. So this was episode 11. We're going to go all the way to 19. So, I mean, you can kind of take your guess with the actual title of the seasons. Title of the episodes this season. Alligator Man, Sporting Waves, Moneybag Shorty. Oh my God, isn't that a Jay-Z? That's 20 Bag Shorty is a Jay-Z song. Helen, Barbershop, Teddy Perkins, Champagne Poppy, Woods, and North of the Border. Also, let's see, this episode was written by Donald Glover and directed by Hiro. And the next episode is written by Stephen Glover and directed by Hiro. So there y'all go, man. That has been the way too long 90-minute Atlanta wrap up for a show that is 30 minutes long. That's how much stuff we had to talk about. Wow. And we will see y'all back. Let's see, ratings for, I think the ratings actually went down this season for this episode, but I'm not sure how they are. Checking for that, because again, like we didn't watch it when it was live, but I watched it 3 times since then. So they need to check them DVR numbers, see what's up with that. A lot of shit came on this Thursday night. They had that damn double feed, that crossover episode for Scandal, that How to Get Away with Scandal shit episode. So it had a bit of competition this Thursday. Thursday was packed. We'll see how that affects the show, but I think they're fine. They got their fan base, they got their core, they're good, and FX loves them. Yeah. So until next time,
and the FX too, because they're not looking to get those same type of ratings that others channels are getting.
Oh yeah, yep. Still has 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 97 for critics or whatever. So, and a 97 on Metacritic. So, amazing show. All right, y'all. We'll holla at y'all next time for the Where's My 40 Acres podcast with these Atlanta recaps. We'll see y'all next Monday. But make sure y'all watch the show Thursday first. We don't want to spoil everything for you, because we will. Every inch of the show we will spoil for you and overanalyze it. and then we'll release the alligators. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.